Yes, yes. Welcome to Afrique 24, your 24-hour YouTube channel, where we break down each and everything that is happening in the political arena in the country. And today you're joined by me, your host, Alex Ogega. Today, as we go and break down everything that is happening inside the country. To start off, 2 days ago we saw Eugene Kalonzo, Eugene Wamalo and Kalonzo Musyoka threatened to leave Azimio, as they said Azimio does not stand by the principles that they say that ODM does not stand by the principles of the Azimio coalition, which is to uphold the morals and to practice integrity. And we also saw that Eugene Wamalo was saying that there is no need of him being in sorry there is no need of him being in Azimio if they are not going to uphold the morals of the party. So him and Kalonzo want to form an alliance of their own which stands on integrity, which they are saying they want to do a campaign in the 47 counties of Kenya to go and gather votes and try to rescue the nation. What is my take on that? First of all, we have to reach a point where Kenyan politics is based on principles, where policy sells. Not the first thing that sells is your tribe. And the funny thing with the voters, whenever people go out there to vote, the first thing they look at is the political party, where their allegiance to, where is the tribe which they affiliated to going to vote for. So and but there is hope that we are going to move away from that, and we are going to go to a place where you're going to vote people based on integrity. So it's something that we haven't seen in a while. Early in the days, people labeled Kalonzo as watermelon because they said he dilly-dallies, he changes from green to red, and he's somebody who party hopes to try and see whether he can go ahead to clinch the president seat. But this time Kalonzo chose to stand his ground, and he said he's going to stand on integrity, stood by the people, even when his counterparts, the ODM members, went to power. Kalonzo chose to stick to the people, chose to stand by the people, and he even said that he's going to associate the Gen Zs mm, in the next election. He's going to engage them. So what him and Eugene Omalwa did is something which is unique, choosing to stand by the people and say that we are not going to be in the power. We are going to go out there and try and rescue the nation. So is it something which is doable? Yes, it is doable, but it will need a lot of support from the people. It will need a lot of support from the people. It will need us, the people, to rally behind them and to go and support them as they try to go out there and clinch that seat. Though there is a lot that is going to happen till 2027, there are a lot of people who are going to go for office. There's a time Moses Kuria predicted on Citizen TV that sorry for that. There's a time Moses Kuria predicted on Citizen TV that at some point the ODM members were going to leave office to go and try to galvanize people on their side to vote for them. So what Kalonzo and Eugene have done, I applaud them. What I can say is that they need to continue what they're doing. They need to do a lot of civic education, more so not on the internet, on the ground. They need to reach places. They need to reach those places that civic education hasn't reached there. Morara is not able to do that because he needs funding. And right now people are complaining. They're calling me Macon. They say that he's just there for the money. So in order for Manstivo and Eugene to go to there and get votes, they need to do a lot of civic education and they need to incorporate people from all walks of life. But for the first time, I'm seeing Kenyan politicians not being shameless, not party hopping, standing their ground. Though in the year 2027, we're going to have a lot of people going for office. Though I do think all those people who are going for office need to choose one person whom the citizens are going to align with, who is going to uphold the integrity, going to respect the constitution, and above all is going to lead and set the bar so high so that we do away with corruption, we invest in the education sector, we invest in sports, we build businesses, and we try to pay some of the debts that we have as a country. So what Eugene and Kalonzo have done is something which is good thing to stand on integrity and stand with the people. That's something we haven't seen in a long while in Kenya. So I expect them to go there and do their best, and hopefully they will be able to clinch the presidency seat. So the second thing that we are going to break down is the SHA thing, the Social Health Authority. So the Social Health Authority is a new hospital model that is brought about by the government, and the government say it's a good thing. It's going to be beneficial to citizens of this country, but there are a lot of questions being raised. For example, Kenyans have been going to the hospital because, and we are so used to the NHIF model that always people are able to pay so they can be able to receive medication. Right now, when you go to the hospital and you show them your NHIF card saying that you paid for NHIF for you to receive medication. Right now you're going to be told that NHIF is not working. You have to be registered at SHA for you to go and receive medication. So there's a lot of questions being raised by the citizens because we're asking ourselves where is the money that people have paid for NHIF going to go? Because SHA is here, and so there is a lot of questions that is being raised, and it's not a good thing because many people in many places are suffering because they had paid money for NHIF. Right now, when they go there to hospitals, nothing is happening because SHA has taken over, so they have to start afresh. And one thing I don't understand with this government of ours, it has to communicate, it has to convince citizens about their ideas for citizens to buy into them. It's not something that is just like a conveyor, which they say something, it's implemented, and the citizens are seeing the fruits of their work. I don't understand why this SHA thing, the shift, they have to try and explain, try to convince, try to coerce, try to persuade citizens, for citizens to 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 believe in their policies. So this SHA thing, it's going to hurt a lot of Kenyans. It's already hurting people who had paid for NHIF, and when they go to hospitals right now, they're being told you have to be registered at SHA for you to receive any medication, that the one that Kenyans are used to. So going forward, we don't really know much about SHA. We are yet to know. So with this Kenya Kwanza government, but I hope the president is going to break it down for the citizens to understand it, because right now we are at a point where people call it nuisance, where you can be telling the people something which is substantial, but they are angry at you, such that they see what you're saying is a lie. This sure could be a good thing, but again, also, I don't understand why it has to be forced on the citizens. Why can't we just continue with the NHIF, the ones which citizens are convinced of? And if we don't trust, if we have SHA, which is better than NHIF, you have to convince citizens, not just go force them. That's why we have public participation, where people can engage and share their views and thoughts, so that we know where we are going. So the next thing that I want us to break down is who should replace Kindiki as the Interior Cabinet Secretary for Security. So recently we saw former CS Kithure Kindiki was appointed by the president as his new deputy, and right now Mudavadi was immediately placed as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, so that he can place the last week Friday as a holiday, so that if Rigathi wanted to challenge the swearing in of Kithure Kindiki, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen, sorry. And the, there would be no court to hear his case on the Kindiki issue. So he would have to accept that it has already gone, and he couldn't be able to challenge the appointing of CS Kindiki as his as his as Ruto's new deputy president. And so we saw him being sworn in. There are a lot of questions being raised. Boniface Mwangi was asking, what do the families of those who lost the loved ones think about Kindiki when they see him being in power? What is the message that is being sent to them? So, and there was no accounting of the deaths that happened in Githurai pipeline, the people who were killed in the protests in Nairobi. So there are a lot of questions that are being raised. But today we want to ask ourselves, who is the best viable candidate to replace Kithure Kindiki as the new cabinet secretary for interior? There were names which were flashed. One of them is Kimani Ichung'wah. Can Kimani Ichung'wah take on the position? Yes, he can. The majority leader of the members of parliament of the National Assembly. Um, First of all, there are video clips online of this guy Kimani Ichung'wah saying that he was given a job by the people of Kikuyu to serve as the MP. So there is no way he is going to do away with his position as the member of parliament to go and join the cabinet secretary. But as we know, Kenyan politics, they don't really stand their ground. So he might be able to pick up that position as the cabinet secretary for interior. So Kimani Ichung'wah is an option. He has been a loyal supporter of William Ruto for the longest time. He has championed for him and he has campaigned for him. So he might be a good option for Ruto to place as the new cabinet secretary for interior. The other name is Junet Mohammed. There has been rumors online of Junet Mohammed being given the position of that cabinet secretary for interior, the minority leader of the National Assembly. Junet Mohammed. He also aspires to get that position. So the the ODM members will feel like they need to get that position. The Interior Cabinet Secretary, and they nominate one of their own, Junet Mohammed, to go and get that seat. But if you ask me right now, I can't say I have a candidate that I feel is viable to go and get that position right now. When I look at it, I can't say there's somebody who can get that position, can uphold the Constitution of Kenya, which gives people the right to go out and demonstrate peacefully. We need a cabinet secretary who can uphold that, ensure when citizens go to the streets to protest, they are protected by the officers. The way we see in South Africa, when Julius Malema went for protest, we saw the police surrounding him and they were able to walk peacefully. I hope we can have a cabinet secretary who can come in and do replicate that which we saw from Julius Malema, the protest in South Africa. So right now, I don't know who is the best candidate for that position. But I hope the person is going to be placed, because I don't personally I don't have a preferable candidate, but I hope the person who is going to be placed is going to uphold the Kenyan constitution, which gives voters the right to go there to the streets and protest. We need a cabinet secretary that under his reign we are not going to see bodies being thrown in Kware or bodies being thrown in Ribayal like the times of Uhuru and Matiang'i. We saw a lot of times bodies were being thrown at Ribayala. We saw recently with the Ruto and Kindiki partnership that bodies are being found in Kware, people are cut, people are thrown. So we need a cabinet secretary for interior who is going to ensure that we are not going to go that old way. We are going to try new methods. We are going to protect lives, and above all, we are going to account, because there has been abductions, there has been killings. People have just been activists online protesting, saying some people to be released, some people to be found. So we need a cabinet secretary who is going to ensure that citizens are safe and is going to protect the citizens, and above all work with integrity. So that is the position which we want to get. So the president is watching. That's the message I can send to you about that issue. And also we have seen the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examinations have begun, KCPE, and underweight has begun. We saw one student die before the continuation of the examination. We have also seen that there are some girls in Tigania West who have been able to give birth to kids while doing the examination. And above all, we have also seen some drama. We have seen teachers being caught. 8 of them were caught with examination malpractice. I am finding this thing funny that we are still having issues with examination malpractice. I thought we finished this the day Matiang'i cleared that position of the cabinet secretary for education. I thought he planted the seed for us to be able to continue with it. Thought Matiang'i set the bar for us. No examination stealing, one. Second of all, he also spoke about as him setting the standard right for the education sector. But nowadays we are seeing on the news things are happening. Teachers are photocopying papers, they're being arrested. Teachers are giving the students fake examination, they're being arrested. So it really speaks volumes where we are as a country, where we headed, what is not happening. So a lot of questions to be raised. The cabinet secretary for education has to come out and clarify things and set the standard right for the people, because education is very important. So we hope to see the continuation of what Matiang'i started in the education sector. We hope to see a continuation so that every time examination shall have no malpractice, there shall be integrity in exams. We are way past the exam stealing thing that happened way back. And we want students to get the knowledge to be able to go into classes and do examinations right. And let us continue with what was started by Professor Fred Matiang'i. So, to the Cabinet Secretary for Education, we ask you to try and get to the bottom of things that are happening. Make sure they don't happen, because we want you to continue with the good work that was started by Professor Matiang'i. And we see students doing well, and we expect to get a lot of A's this year that are legitimate, because we believe we have bright students here in the country. Yes, so that's my take on the education sector. So, and also, I have noticed that these days when you try to watch the Kenyan news, there are a lot of deaths here and there. Yani it has reached a point where Kenyan news has become very toxic. It's very, very toxic for you as a person watching it, because if it's not death, it's something that is just political about the country, and things that are of interest to the citizens are not being told. Citizens are not being told things of development, but just still politicizing, and 2027 is still very far. So, and the one thing that is making headlines is femicide in the country. We are not going to talk about it, but for if people have lost their loved ones, here on Afrique 24, we send our condolences to you people who have lost your loved ones, and we can also tell to the young girls to protect themselves at all costs. And we're also asking the Inspector General to get to the bottom of things, because life is very important, and Kenya is a country of integrity. Kenya is a country of fairness, and justice has to be upheld. If justice delayed is justice denied. So we ask the Inspector General to get to the bottom of things. Those ones who are orchestrating these deaths need to be arrested, need to be jailed, so that justice can prevail. And going forward, we condemn those acts that are happening on women, and we send our condolences to anyone who lost a loved one because of femicide. We are going to end femicide in 2024. Hopefully, 2025 we won't have issues with femicide. So that is my take on that. And last but not least, I also want us to break down something. Of course, we are seeing the USA election that is going on. The winner is about to be announced in some few hours, between Trump and Kamala Harris. You can tell us there in the comment section. Whom do you think is a viable candidate to get that position? We have Kamala Harris, we have Donald Trump. Of course, we know Africans, we have issues with Trump because he said we eat pets, of which it's not true. Africans, we don't eat pets. Um, and also Donald Trump said that he acknowledges there are two genders, male and female. He doesn't know of all these genders. So if he clinches that seat of the presidency, he's going to do away with all these genders, which is going to which is going to make some people angry, because we have seen that in US there are a lot of genders. So, and I'm going forward. What can I say? May the best person clinch the seat to be able to manage the biggest economy in the world, which is of the United States. And the person who wins, if it is Trump, please do not have some respect for us as Africans, and go and lead, do it with integrity, regardless of those who voted for you or did not vote for you, because that is what democracy entails. And if Kamala Harris gets the seat, go and deliver and set the standard for women, that they can also go for this position. It's not just a men thing, and when you go to that position, you do it very well, better than Joe Biden, so that you can gain the respect of the people. And that's just a small recap of the things that have been happening today by me, Alex Ogega. Remember, you can follow the conversation on X, Afrique24. Follow us on TikTok, Afrique24. Follow us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, Afrique24. And of course, we bring you each and everything that is happening in the political space. We able to break it down to you objectively, and we're also pushing for change in this country. So the best thing which you guys can do is to like, subscribe, share for us, so that we can be able to grow the fan base. We can reach a wide audience, and also try to do civic education and try to see how we can be able to change the country. For now, I think Kenya as a country are not headed in the right direction. But again, it's up to us as the citizens in 2027 to choose what are we going to be able to get that position. Mzalendo,
What are you saying?
how are you?
Wala sema bwana, I'm fine.
Niko poa, labda wewe?
Uko salama, uko kwa giza?
Za kidogo tu.
Mm.
Eh,
Kenya inaendelea namna gani?
Kenya iko salama.
Mhm.
Ni wewe sasa utuambie juu ya siasa ya US. Unajua tume shift kidogo.
Sasa iko imara.
Mhm.
Tunangoja tu Harris apishwe, ashinde rasmi. Sisi tunangojea Harris ashinde rasmi in the next by saa tano, in the next 6 hours. Tutakuwa unaona results za kwanza za hii election.
Why Kamala?
You see, Kamala represents empathy. She represents honesty. She represents integrity. She represents good governance and good morals. That's why you are seeing people like me really supporting Kamala Harris. So many people might not understand the U.S. elections, but let me just take you through what really happened here. This election is about abortion. It's about immigration. It's about the economy. But what are the main issues that are on the ballot? The main issues that are on the ballot: one, Republicans are strong on immigration. Democrats are strong on abortion. Republicans seem to be strong also on the issues to do with the economy. Democrats are strong on the economy such that they are offering solutions. Now, there is also another issue of healthcare. Healthcare is a very important aspect in Americans' lives. This is the most expensive country to treat yourself. If you are an immigrant or if you don't have health insurance, Republicans don't want people from other countries to access health care. Uh, Donald Trump wants to deport illegal, what they call illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are immigrants who probably came here legally and ran out of status, meaning their visas expired. Now, there's also another set that is entering is coming into the U.S. without any documentation. Those ones he wants to round them up and deport them. So there are many categories when it comes to immigrants, but he doesn't have a clear solution to all these issues. The issues that he has is that these people have to be deported. They are bad for the economy. They are the ones who are making the prices of commodities go up in America. But that argument is neither here or there because an immigrant, first of all, they cannot afford to buy a house because you have to be a citizen of this country in order to even qualify for a mortgage. Now, an immigrant cannot access healthcare. They pay for that services through their pockets. Immigrants in this country work three jobs or two jobs, unlike the citizens of America, those who are born here in the U.S. Remember, this country is a country of immigrants. That is something that you also need to understand that this country is a country of immigrants. It was built on a foundation of immigrants. Donald Trump is an immigrant. Kamala Harris is an immigrant. Barack Obama is an immigrant. All those years, all those leaders are immigrants. So that argument is neither here or there. So Democrats are arguing that these immigrants they need to be given a clear path for resettlement, meaning that yes, they are here, but let us see how we can give them driver's license, how we can absorb them in the society, so that they can also pay taxes into the system. As it is right now, majority of these illegals do not pay taxes. So, so this is something that Republicans are still pondering about, but the Democrats have a clear solution to some of the problems affecting this country. For Republicans, the issue of immigrants it is just not grounded on anything that is moral. All that they want is they want these people out of their country, and that is it. They don't care on how they contribute to the economy. But let me tell you, if immigrants are rounded up, especially those who are called illegals, America will be in a mess because some of these jobs uh, that that immigrants are doing, the road construction, the house construction works, the cleaning of the compounds, picking up of leaves and all that, the healthcare in the healthcare system, majority of them are nurses and CNAs and RNAs. This country will be in a total mess. I am not advocating for people to come to the U.S. Illegally, but I'm advocating for them to come legally. And even if they are already here, they should be. The government should find a better way of seeing that they get legal status. Yeah.
And also, a while back, we also saw Trump came out and he spoke about Africans. Alisema wanga tunakula pets.
Yeah, Trump calls African countries shithole countries. and that is how he looks at you and me. So when somebody disrespects you, degrades you to that extent, why do you have to really support them? Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And
And what?
what do you think? What do you think are the key issues driving voter behavior in this election?
Can you repeat your question?
What do you think are the key issues driving voter behavior in this election?
First, if they are Republicans, uh, these the Republicans who believe in what Donald Trump says, because these are things that they can't tell you on your face. They will whisper among themselves that they hate immigrants, but Donald Trump represents them and on those issues. So, on the issue of immigration, they feel that people are coming to their country and they need not to come to their country. It's like you and your house. When somebody knocks in and they come into your country, you welcome to eat and all that. Now, they are saying there are so many people in my the window, through the back door, through the underground tunnels and all that. So you don't want that in your country. So that is what is another thing that is driving them. But now, since they were allowed inside the country, what can we do about them? Now that is the question. Those who are supporting, they are supporting Kamala Harris are saying that we we had a solution for this. But since you wanted to use it as an election template so that you can fight Democrats, you refused to pass it in Congress. And this bill was supported by a majority of you and a majority of Democrats. Why didn't you pass it? So we know that there is a problem in the border, but we need a solution. We had a solution, but you refused the solution. So that is one of the issues that is driving these people to the ballot. Another thing is that there are people who understand that right now there's a lot of hardship. The economy is not doing so well in as much as buying groceries and all that is concerned. So these are the people who are also saying that, okay, fine, under Donald Trump, we were you doing well and the economy was great. So what can we really do about the economy? So these are the people who are driving again the agenda when they are going to the ballot. That is what they are telling their friends that okay, fine, you want me to support Democrats, but you see the economy was not doing so well under Democrats. But also, this is my argument: if they wanted a border solution, Trump was there for 4 years as a president, and he did not come up with any tangible solution apart from building the wall, which again, these illegal immigrants are climbing the wall. So they had a better Democrats had a better solution for immigration, which Donald Trump and his supporters did not take. So those are the issues driving people to vote.
And are there third parties or independent candidates? And if so, how are they interfering with the elections? Do you have independent candidates? Are they interfering
Yes,
with the elections?
yes, we have another black who is I have forgotten his name, but Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, is also in on the ballot. Kennedy Jr. is the son of the former president. Is on the ballot, and he decided to support Trump, although his name is on the ballot. Now, that is not going to help Donald Trump so much because some of the supporters are still going to vote for him either way. So that will be like a spoiled vote. There are also other candidates. There's a lady and there's a gentleman. This 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 lady and gentleman are strong on environmental issues, but they are not spoken about so much. but they will get like a percentage, 1% of the population or two will vote for them. They are strong on environmental issues, just like the Democrats, but they are not known because they are independent candidates. Yeah.
And also, since we are there on that, the next question is, how do you think economic concerns like inflation and employment are influencing voters compared to other issues like healthcare or education?
And now, compared the economy and you see, without 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 healthcare, you cannot have a good economy. People need to be you need to be healthy in order to go to work every day. Yeah. So if people are not healthy, they cannot be reported to work every day. That alone impacts the economy. Now, if people cannot afford health care, then it means that you have a good population that uh, that is not fit to inject some energy
Okay,
in
Mzalendo, are we
business.
losing you?
Are you getting me now?
Yes, yes,
Are
we
you
lost
getting
you
me?
for a minute. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. I was saying that healthcare affects the economy in in very many ways, and one of the ways is that the simplest way is that
Okay, I think we lost Mzalendo in that conversation before. I wanted to ask him the another question about why do you think they are having Kenyan elections that people are saying that Kenyan elections are always stolen. Yes, so and I was watching a clip by John Alanamu and he was breaking it down and saying that the reason why we are having Kenyan elections every time it's always allegedly that they are stolen.
yes, Alex, I think I lost my network. I was driving. Can you hear me
Uh,
now?
yes, loud and clear.
Your question was just remind me. It was about healthcare and the economy,
Yes, I
something like
was
that.
asking, how do you think economic concerns like inflation and employment are influencing voters compared to other issues like healthcare or education?
Okay. You see, that's a very important question, and I'm glad you asked it. Now,
Yeah.
the economy, the economy. This is how the economy affects uh, healthcare. It influences people' decision because one, if you are able to work, you are able to afford insurance and pay for it uh, through your salary. That alone enables you to afford healthcare in this country. So that drive alone will be good enough because if you are employed, you can afford a house, you can afford a family, you can have a wife and children if you are employed. If you only have health care and you don't have an economy, that will not work. For example, yourself, what are you looking for first in your life? You're looking for to get employed. When you get employed, you're looking at a salary, and when you get a salary, you're looking at having a family and having children, buying your own house or renting your own house, buying your own car, and other things, taking your children to school. All these things is around the economy, is around the financial power that the government has to offer you that those opportunities. They have to create jobs for you, unlike governments in Africa that don't work to create jobs. They work to export labor. to export labor to other countries. This economy is that you, as a president, you are judged by the jobs that you created in your year, in every year or every quarter, the kind of job employments that you injected in the country. So this is how it affects you. Now, those who are driven by healthcare is fundamental because you will not work forever. Once you start growing, once you start becoming older, then you realize that you have got a lot of complications in your life. You need more attention. You need a lot of medical attention. You need a lot of medicine. You need to be in an elderly home so that you can be treated in those homes. So that is how healthcare impacts the people who have worked in this government and are now in their prime age, and they can go back to hospitals comfortably with a clear health plan in their life. There are people who are suffering from terminal illnesses, things like cancer, diabetes, and so many other illnesses, chronic illnesses that are in this country. So they need healthcare, and that is why when they are going to vote, they look for somebody who is going to provide uh, better opportunities for them. That's not just a concept of a plan, the way Donald Trump is saying. I hope I tried to answer your question.
Yes, yes, you have tried to answer. Sasa nataka nikurudishe hapa kwetu kidogo. Every time we always have an election, there is always controversy. It's alleged votes are stolen, this or that. I was watching a video by John Alanamu, and he was saying that the reason why votes are maybe stolen, it's because it takes a long while for them to be announced. So we give the political class enough time for them to steal or manipulate the votes so that we don't really receive the realest answer. So going forward, what can we do to try and do away with these rigging elections?
You know the elections in Kenya. One, they are tools used by the political class to be in power. Now, when the political class are in power, they manipulate you. How do they manipulate you? They manipulate you by making sure that they control the electoral process. How do they control the electoral process? They control the electoral process by ensuring that the commissioners who are coming in the elections are all but are all controlled by them. You get my point? Now, when they control them, they choose. This is how they control them. They choose the IBC commissioners. Yeah. When they choose the IBC commissioners, you have got no obligation, but you have got no obligation. Thank you for removing that. You have got no obligation but to choose the candidates, to choose the people that they want. You get it. Now the
Yes,
people that they want, just like you, you just like the way they manipulate you. They manipulate you through a coercion and the money that they give you during the electoral system, the electoral time. Now, back to what Namu was saying. When you vote, Alex, when you vote at Makina primary school. You have voted for your MCA, you have voted for your senator, you have voted for the women rep, you have voted for the president of your choice, you have voted for your senator. Immediately you leave, your ballot is put in a machine that counts it. It's already real time that Alex has voted, and that is one vote. Now, by the close of session, when the polls close today in the US by 8 p.m., the polls will close. And I hope you'll still be around. When the polls close at that particular time, some of uh, some of the states that have got elect fewer ballots, the results will be announced. Now, even if there are areas that the results have not come, they know the number of votes that were registered in that particular area, and they can call that election that this Donald Trump or Harris has won at that particular state. So that particular state will be won like that. Now in Kenya, we have got this stupid notion of making sure that all the ballots are taken to one central place, even after counting them in the locality. In the schools at Makina, those votes were counted. Your agent, the agent of the politician and the presidential candidate, affirmed that these are the number of votes. That is why in Maraga's ruling, he said, and this is why the civil society won the case. Whatever ODM had presented in the case of Maraga versus, or in the case of Raila versus Uhuru Kenyatta, it did not hold any water. The issue that they presented was very, very solid. The issue presented by the civil society or Maina Kiai was solid. It said election process is done at the grassroots, and that is where the results should be announced. If there is a problem in that polling center or that classroom, then the election should be nullified. And was there a problem in those classrooms? The results were the problems were many in various polling stations, and that's why Maraga ruled that people should go back to the elections. So any election in future, if you have got evidence, I don't know, of electronic modification, manipulation, that is nonsense. It will not hold water. The only evidence that you need to have is what happened at the polling center. All right.
Yes, yes. And do you think there is this issue that Baba raised in the previous election, which up to date we have never got an answer? He was talking about the server being opened.
Just like Donald Trump, you have to create an emotion. As a politician, you have to have an issue that you will ride on until, 5 years is a lot for these politicians. So, what will be Raila saying when he says each and every time that he has lost elections? So, he has to say something. He has to come up with something. So, even if the servers were opened, even if the servers were opened and there were malpractices, and you know, they'll tell you, they'll still take you back to the ruling by Maraga that the results and the election ends at the polling station.
Okay, and I think after this is just my take. I think after Maraga, from then we haven't had a CJ who we have felt is a CJ, because I feel even right now Matakome is under state capture because I felt it was wrong of her to go and swear in Kindiki because we don't have IBC. So does the constitution give her power to go and uh, to swear in Kindiki? We don't have IBC in the country.
No, you know, Kenya is not a country of the rule of law. You have seen how many people are being, how many bodies. You can count the number of bodies that you are now seeing. They have reached a point where they are even boiling human beings in order to cover up all the evidences. So we don't really have a country of the rule of law. Today, if somebody picks you up there, Alex, they'll put you in a tank and they'll put you on fire and kill you. So that is the country that we are in. This is the country that we have seen Kindiki, who has killed so many youths, being sworn in as the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, and he's smiling, he's walking in the streets like he did nothing. We have seen abductions in Kenya. Nobody is talking about them. The ruling class is okay. So, does he even have integrity to hold that office? The answer is no. If he was in a more democratic country, like in Europe and other countries like here in the US, he cannot. He should have resigned a long time ago. Immediately, we lost the first. Immediately, there were those Shakaola bodies that were discovered, and immediately the Gen Zs, for example, lost the Gen Zs, hmm, for example, lost so many people in the demonstrations. Yeah.
But what I can say is that what I'm seeing in this government is this the president protects his people because a good example is somebody like Waluke. Waluke had I think it is 600 billion scandal, and during Uhuru's time he was jailed for he was supposed to receive something like a 62-year-old sentence. Then when Ruto came into power, he was freed. Also, it is allegedly that people like Aisha Jumwa and Didmas Baraza shot people. Whether it's true or not, it's still not it it's not proven in the court, but we are seeing them just like living the normal lives. So what I feel is like the judiciary is under the judiciary is not really an independent body is supposed to be because we if it is independent then somebody who was sentenced should still be in jail, but I think the president is protecting his people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I said that we are like a banana republic. It's like anarchy. The president is so powerful that he can summon the judge to do the wrong thing, and that is why we need an independent judiciary. We need a judiciary that is appointed, yes, by the president, but we also need a judiciary that some of the judges are appointed by the civic society and the people of Kenya through a voting process. If that can be done, then it would be uh, very, very just, and they will be answerable to the people who appointed them. So each and every election year, if you have somebody who has been compromised as a judge, they will be voted out. I think that is that is where we need to go. Even here in America, the judges are not like very fair. Sometimes they lean towards the government, especially when they are appointed by the government. But here, the Supreme Court judges, they are appointed for life. They're appointed for life. Once you get an appointment, you are appointed for life. Unless you retire or you want to retire, you are there until you die. So those are some of the laws which are Democrats are really fighting hard to change, to expand the judiciary so that each and every time there is an hearing, they don't lean towards the appointing authority. So that is the problem we have in our country. We hope that it will be sorted out at some point.
And do you think like after the president has finished his terms and he hasn't been successful in extending the term limits, do you think he can go back to Hague? they can charge him with all these things, murder, the killing of innocent
Yeah,
people.
the civil society are collecting evidences to that effect. Even within his term, I am sure that there is already a case that is being built against the President William Ruto and one Kindiki. They can enjoy this time round, but eventually these things will catch up with them. I am telling you, there's a country in Liberia where Samuel Doe got into power through, I think it's a coup. And when he got into power, he took all the ministers like on a vacation in on the beach, and they were all killed. They all lined up and shot dead. You know, and we are heading towards a country where people are so much annoyed with what the government is doing, especially when they are working for themselves. Look at the salaries discrepancies in Kenya today. The most lucrative appointment is you being an MP or a CS in government. The other position is you being a traffic police officer or an entrepreneur or an HR officer and a procurement officer. So these are like the common things that we see in our country that are driving corruption to the highest, and soon citizens will rise because once you cannot employ the youth, and once the youth they know their right that it is the government that needs to be giving them this opportunity after graduating from college, they will come for that government.
And also, since Tuko, we are there, addressing these issues. Kindiki has gotten the position of the deputy president, and so as I was asking the question, who is a viable candidate to take up the position of the CS for Interior, who can try to spin things around so that we don't see us, because from Uhuru's time till now we have just been seeing in Uhuru's time bodies being thrown in River Yala. Right now we have seen bodies in Kware being thrown. So who do you think is a viable candidate who can try and come and like bring some sense into the CS for Interior, who can also respect that people can go to the streets and peacefully demonstrate and go back home, exercise their right in the constitution.
I think if they give that young man Raymond Omolo that position, it would be justice to the youth, and again is youthful, uh, and we see what young people can do, especially when they're given positions of responsibility, higher positions of responsibility. He is somebody who has served in that docket under Kindiki, although they did a very bad job. If he can if he can have higher moral standards, then I think Raymond can do a good job. But about but you can also look beyond somebody like Raymond and look at people who have been in securities before, people who have worked either on in the security docket in the forces. They have got a lot of intelligence. They can know what to do in security situations. My problem is you get somebody who is a professor who has never been in security, and then you give them a ministry like the Ministry of Internal Security, and yet they have got not even a basic knowledge of even how to handle a firearm. They then that's a problem. That is to me that is a very big problem. But if it is the norm, if it is the norm of appointment, then the deputy should get the appointment. So I see him giving either the deputy or he will look for a political ally in a region that he wants to control a lot, and that could be Western Province. Ruto is very keen in getting somebody of influence from Western Kenya so that he can manage the politics. So that could go easily to Western Kenya, because he has got a very weak allies in Mudavadi and Wetangula in Western. So politically, if I was to do the political metrics and maths of the politics in Kenya, I would give it to somebody in Western Kenya.
Okay, and so we move from something like that. Some few months ago, we saw the Gen Zs go there to protest against the finance bill. Then afterwards, we saw right now we have a devolved government. The president went on ahead to bring the opposition, and after bringing the opposition, we have guys like CS John Badi, who is handling the finances of the country. And immediately after getting that position, he said that there are things in that finance bill which are which he will still keep when he if he, in the one he's drafting. And what Kenyans don't know is that this is the thing. Let me read it for you people. Is that Kenyans could be soon paying more for diapers, sanitary towels, tampons, and fertilizers should the tax law amendment bill 2024 sail through. So technically the things which people went out there to protest against, like the taxing of pads, sanitary pads which are given to girls for free, and also things like cancer. All those things are are about to be brought back again in the new finance bill that John Badi is drafting. So, Zalendo, what do you think about that? Because I think we are being played there.
Uh, I had said it before. I'd said uh, I'd said that the finance John Badi being in the finance docket does not bring sanity in uh, in what the Gen Zs were protesting about. It only Ruto only managed to postpone the problem for a few more days. So after postponing the problem for a few more days, uh, we have now John Badi coming in with the same kind of recommendations, which are unpopular. Uh, I have repeatedly said in this particular forum that if indeed William Ruto wanted to change the policies in the financial bill, then this is what he ought to have done. He ought to have brought in experts and representatives from the Gen Zs who are demonstrating on the table. So when you bring the Gen Zs on the table, they will give you a raft of measures that they need on the finance bill. And after giving you those rafts of measures that they need on the finance bill, then we can see the changes that and the ideas that these young people have. But without them exercising that part of their right to participate in the process, William Ruto failed badly when he had the opportunity to address the finance bill with the Gen Zs. This guy called Mbadi, yes, he's a CPA, but tell me anywhere that he has worked that we will give him credit for doing a good, wonderful job. Uh, this guy has been a member of parliament in his constituency. Tell me how he managed this CDF to an extent that this is now the czars of Kenyan economy, that he deserves to be in that position. There are people who have served in the financial sector, like Martin Oduoro Tieno. This guy was serving in KCB. If Ruto indeed wanted to change the economy, then those are the kind of people that he would have put in these positions so that they can influence the decisions. Because the finance ministry is not a political opposition. It is a place where you resign from the political party that you are in and serve the people of Kenya. So this was just a reward for ODM for coming into government. But by and large, there will be nothing of substance that Mbadi will bring on the table.
And also on that issue, I was also questioning because that finance bill, people did not even say to the streets amend it or anything. They said reject it, reject everything because it's I found it also unlawful to say that people in the village to start paying for that land, which is, let's call it, God given from generation to generation. And that is, it's a backup for the people. And Mzalendo, even in the village, people struggle to make as little as 5,000 shillings a month. Then you tell them to pay for that land. So people went out there, rejected it. So then immediately after, guys like John Buddy came into power, he came and he spoke about people wanting a devolved government, of which it's not true, as you have said. People did not want to see ODM in power, but once I saw them in power, I thought of them coming with different policies, coming with a different idea. Then the things which people rejected, he comes, then he brings them back because people don't want women to be taxed on the sanitary pads. We are not women, but we resonate with them. So then you come, then you bring it back again. So what is that showing Kenyans? It's showing us that there is nothing we can do, and it's like we don't have a say, we don't have a voice. So on that issue, we have seen the likes of Eugene Wamalwa coming out to, and Kalonzo coming out saying that by the way, you guys in ODM, you guys are not upholding the integrity. This is not what we expected from you guys. So us, we shall leave Azimio. We shall start our own coalition, which we think is based on integrity and serving the people of Kenya. So Mzalendo, do you think it's a gamble they took to try and defy the odds?
I didn't quite get your question. Can you repeat it?
I'm saying Kalonzo and Eugene Wamalwa, it's like
Mm-hmm.
going forward, they're going to leave Azimio. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
start their own coalition, their own coalition to try and go see whether they can clinch the presidency seat. So do you think they made the wrong decision?
I think Azimio is already a coalition, but you see, Azimio is not very much associated with Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa. The owner of Azimio, if you ask me, is Raila Odinga. So with the absence of Raila Odinga, and then that coalition ceases to be. So that's what they are saying in short. They need to form their own coalition. And I agree with them. They need to look forward for a new formation. Remember, there's another new kid on the block which is a big constituency called Central Kenya. So they need to coerce around Central Kenya and like-minded leaders so that they can come together and face William Ruto in 2027. But as long as they are dragging their feet on getting out of Azimio is Raila Odinga. So without Raila Odinga, there's no Azimio. And Azimio, they don't want to leave that coalition. The party leader for Azimio is Raila Odinga. I have not seen anywhere that he has resigned. Maybe I've missed that news. He has not resigned from being the party leader for Azimio. So that they can choose the new party leader who would, by all seniority, would be Kalonzo Musyoka. So that would be a structure that if Raila was interested in pursuing the opposition politics and in that direction, then he would be really rooting for Kalonzo Musyoka to be the next leader for Azimio. But look what he has done. He has gone to William Ruto. They are now cuddling with William Ruto. and they call themselves the government of national unity. Whereas the government of national unity is literally killing the freedoms of expression, is literally killing the freedoms of representation. Uh, and this is the same ODM who are claiming that their members have joined the government, but today they have joined the government in wholesale. So what are they saying? What are they saying? For us, we scrutinize the issues and the details. We just don't jump into anything without scrutinizing the issues and the details that are being brought in by the politicians. So these are important topics that need to be spoken about, and the only way we can speak about is saying the truth and honesty among our supporters. Today, if you ask me about the value and the currency called ODM, ODM is the most useless currency in Kenyan politics today. It has depreciated so much that I don't know who will be this person rooting to support such a party that has gone into to support a government that they so literally and up to today cannot account for the people that are lost or have been murdered.
Okay, and Awesome, how are you? I see you in the comment section. Awesome is saying Mbadi is doing a great job, 100%. Imagine the country is quiet and hopeful that things are gonna be okay. Let's give him time. We can't reject everything in the finance bill without having an alternative.
Mm-hmm.
So, how are we going to
I
respond
think
to Awesome?
Osam has always supported the government of the day, and I, 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 I want to say that this is one of the rights that are in the constitution of Kenya. You have a right of opinion. I have got my own right of opinion. I have said it that somebody is a political appointment without any proper solution. There were people who could do that job much better than John Mbadi. They were never given an opportunity. If Ruto wanted the best, then he would have not got it from the political class, but rather from the private sector. So that way, yeah, at least people would have seen that yes, this is a man who really wants to improve the economy of the country. And remember the first thing Badi said when he got into power, that the government is broke. But when he was out of power, what was he saying? The government has got a lot of money. We cannot understand why the government is broke. So this double speak, speaking with two sides of your mouth, is what is annoying. But awesome. I just want you to come to realization that the whole of Africa and Kenya particularly, we want change, and this change is not going to come easily if we continue fueling and adding value to governments that are oppressive and are killing young people. I don't agree if it is your brother or your sister missing or your parents missing in this day and age. You do not come here and tell me the government is doing a good job because none of your family members is missing, and you don't simply care about it. For me, I value the sanity of life, and that is the reason why this government has to go. I supported William Ruto at some point in the last election. I knew he was going to do a good job for the Republic of Kenya. I knew this is a man from the rhetorics that from his talk, but he has backpedaled in his promises. He is not creating jobs for the people of Kenya. The economy, is it growing? Yes, he has only managed to stabilize the dollar, but the economic indexes are measured by the kind of jobs that we inject into the economy. Without injecting jobs and creating new opportunities for our youth, this government is doing nothing and should go home as early as yesterday.
So, Uh, let me respond something Osam is saying. He's saying, my brother Mzalendo, Kenyan politics is all political and the appointment of Mbadi is working. We need a peaceful country so that we can prosper. So to that comment that you are saying, awesome. Yes, right now we have a peaceful country, but nothing is literally working. Even though we have a devolved government, we are still not seeing the fruits of their work, because I don't even understand why the president has to always keep moving from place to place to try and convince people of the things he's doing. He's trying to tell us, I am doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. There's no need of him to tell us the things he's doing. We will see, because I'm here in Kenya. I haven't been to Burkina Faso, but I know this guy, Nini Traore. I know the guy Traore is doing great from what I'm seeing. I don't need to be told. So the thing with this government is they have to be telling us, we are doing this, we are doing that, we're doing this, doing that. They don't need to tell us. We're just supposed to see what they are doing. There's no need of them coming out to tell us. But anyway, let's move on to something else. Also, I don't know whether Mzalendo have been keeping up on the things that are happening in Kenya. The lecturers are on strike, and the issue is payment. The issues in the education sector. Lecturers have striked, and you know the
No,
way. Pardon?
you you see, Alex.
Yes.
I need you to understand why these people are striking. And I think the general public don't understand why lecturers and doctors are striking today. And these are people who have elected the president of the Republic of Kenya. These are people who have lectured doctors in Kenya today. These are people who have given the general public the education they need in order to prosper in society. Now, look at the salary discrepancies in the public sector. A politician is a public servant, and look at the kind of job group that he is in, and who follows next in that cadre. Now, when the doctors look up there, they look at this student who, by virtue of being in the right political party, is now a member of parliament, and they are earning almost 1 million shillings with all these luxuries, car allowance, car grants, housing facilities, and each and every year they are elected, they are given the same benefits. Now, now society is now competing. I am competing to be a member of parliament so that I get this salary. The lecturers are also leaving the lecture hall so that they get into politics because people are competing for the salary. The lecturers have a union, and the union can push for them. The doctors the same. Why can't we push so that we get this kind of perks that these people are getting? But these perks, we are the ones who are paying taxes in order to for them to earn these luxuries that they're having. But when you look at the services that they provide, when you look at the service of your senator and your MP, how many times have you seen them discussing the salary of the middle class in parliament? How many times did you see them discussing the salaries of the laborers in parliament? You do not get them discussing any of these issues. But how many times, when their salaries is touched, they all come together and ensure that their increments they get them in time through the Salaries and Remuneration Commission (SRC). So, and anytime that the chair of SRC decides that, okay, fine, I'm not going to give you this increment, they threaten to kick out him or her out. So we are living in a society where Everybody is waiting for an opportunity to put their agenda first and the country's agenda last. All right.
Yes. And so so if the you see the semester is they have missed quite a significant amount of the semester. So I don't think like they can able to salvage the semester because it's like remaining like I think three weeks of teaching, then the December there is the period for exam. So I think this is gone. So but going forward, what can we do to try and uh incorporate the lecturers? We also try to hear their views, and also try to solve this solution because it has been there for a long while. It's not the first time. Always hear lecturers on strike, doctors on strike, lecturers, doctor, lecturers, doctors. So, what are the solutions can we start finding going forward?
When you come into an agreement with somebody who owes you some money, you have something called a payment plan. So when you break that payment plan, they come for whatever you owe them. Now, that is what the lecturers are going through. They had a payment plan with the government, the previous government. The previous governments have not honored the payment plan, and now they are agitating so that they can get their pay, which is within their rights. They negotiated on the table. There were strikes, and until I think it was the longest strike, until the government agreed that okay, fine, we will pay you this amount. Now, these lecturers are also seeing the wastage in government. If the government can stop the wastage, then they will be able to pay their lecturers very, very comfortably.
Okay, and today we had a small debate in class. We were discussing. So the lecturers have chose to strike, and there are some of them who chose to carry on with the classes. They chose to go online. They speak to the class rep, and the students are able to mobilize themselves, try to get online so that those lecturers can continue teaching them, because I call it passion. So we had that issue. So there are videos online which the teachers who are on strike were against these other ones who are teaching and are not being paid. So there is that dilemma. So Mzalendo, which side are you taking? Because the ones who are
I I
teaching for.
I, I would I would I would I would I would take the side of the lecturers who are striking. I would be on the side of the lecturers who are striking because when your colleagues are striking and they're striking in big numbers and it's a national issue, what you are doing is you are sabotaging the strike. What they are doing is that they are sabotaging other colleagues who are striking. What they are saying is that they don't have value. They don't value the issues that the lecturers are striking about, and some of them maybe don't belong to the union. That's why they feel that they need to continue with the strike. But again, it is called sabotage because when the lecturers will benefit, they will also benefit. They will not refuse that salary that the other lecturers who are striking will have put on their bank account when the government comes through. They will take it and they will celebrate it. But you see, they were sabotaging you in the beginning. For an impact to be felt by the government, then all the lecturers need to be on the streets and they need to be striking so that they achieve their goals. But if you have like three quarters or half of the team siding with government, then the government also feels like we can still go on, we can still manipulate these people. So that is what is happening. They can still be manipulated. Yeah, yes, Alex.
Yes, and with this government that we are seeing, people have not really, we are not granted the right to go out there to the streets and exercise our right to peaceful protest. So the last time we saw teachers went out to the streets to protest, they were tear gassed. So this time, do you think it will be a bit different when the lecturers go there to exercise their democratic right, which is in the constitution?
As I said, nobody can stop you from exercising the freedoms which are in the constitution. They will still be tear gas, which is the norm. The police will not allow them to strike, even if it is peaceful. But I have seen some peaceful strikes before. Doctors were striking another day. I didn't see them being tear gassed or something, apart from a few times. So there are some strikes that the police allow to go on peacefully, especially if the lecturers are orderly. Most of the time, they are very, very few. They don't cause a lot of rupture and disturbance. The only thing that they cause is that they paralyze the institutions that they lecture. So that strike alone paralyzes the institutions throughout the country. So when the institutions are paralyzed, like that, the next thing that the chancellors do is that they close the university because there can be more strife from the students who will come out striking because they are not getting any education, any learning is not going on. So they cannot keep the students in campus, and yet they are not being lectured.
Okay, Gypsecon, I see you there in the comment section. Hi, Mzalendo. Hi, Alex. Hi, awesome. Gypsecon, how are you?
Oh, tell Gypsy. I can't see what is in the comment, but tell Gypsy. Today is the day when she pays $100 to Mzalendo.
Okay, and
Today, today is the day when our bet will come through. Whether I lose or she loses, then we have a date. Hmm? Bet
yeah,
bado iko, sijasahau. Hmm.
yeah. Thank you to these people for keeping the comment section alive. So, Awesome is saying something here. He's saying there is one deficiency. We in Kenya, we've in Kenya, and that's nationalism. We are like more criticism that giving solutions, because when the government succeeds, all of us benefits.
Now, I have asked Osam one thing. What benefit does the government get when it kills young people? That's the only that's the why should you why okay awesome. This is a simple question. Tell me why awesome should support a government that cannot account for somebody like Maverick Aoko and the many youths who are missing to date. Can she just answer that? Why would you continue supporting a government that has abducted your own mother? If you give me a good answer why you need to support a government that has abducted your mother and your father and killed your brother, then give me the reason to support it. Give me one reason why I need to support it. That way, we will join hands and support the government. And remember, I also supported this government, but until it started doing the things that the previous government was doing, uh-uh, it is no way. You cannot support a government that is doing that to its own citizens.
Okay, and so we move on swiftly. I've also seen today I've seen there are people, there are many people who call mashinani in the villages who are complaining that they have paid money for NHIF, and when they go to the hospital, wanting to be treated, say, let's say for illnesses, the ones which are a bit long term, they are being told that you guys cannot be treated. You guys need to be registered under SHA, which is Social Health Authority, and you guys should have started paying the money. So, Mzalendo, what's your take on that? Because it has been happening in many parts of the country.
I think that the transition between NHIF and SHA has not been very, very smooth the way we expected. But let me tell you, I have read through the benefits of SHA. It is one of the best benefits that you can ever get in an healthcare system. Although the transition is not seamless, but again, I wanted to, like, I don't know who have advises William Ruto, but my opinion, the implementations that they have done in the healthcare system could still have been done under NHIF. Yeah, because dialysis, for example, I hope I'll get this right. I read it somewhere that in the new healthcare system, there is free ambulance services, free emergency ambulance services. Whether you are enrolled in SHA or not, you can be picked by an ambulance and taken to an emergency clinic or hospital. How this will be implemented with all the corruption in Kenya is what I don't know. Now, there is also free dialysis is even much cheaper. The cost has come down. That is a good thing. And if you have that insurance, then you get free dialysis. The cancer treatment is one of the things that really impoverish people in Kenya, and it is one area that I see the government of William Ruto addressing. They need to put more emphasis on that particular area because the cancer diagnosis and biopsies testing lab in Kenya is not very effective. They have to take the samples either to South Africa or to India for analysis for cancer patients to get treatment. So patients really wait for a long time, and if they have got cancers that are metastasizing throughout the body, these people end up dying. So this is an area that they need to put more investment and more emphasis on. But by and large, SHA is something that is very good, and the women, it encourages women to get pregnant because in each and every pregnancy you are paid 10,000 shillings away from the previous one where they were paid 2,500 or 3,000. So it is a good health care plan for the citizen, and I hope that people can embrace it.
So Osam, he has a question for you. He's asking, I have one question from Zalendo. Do you support the youth to go out there seeking green pastures? Answer me, please.
Do I support the youth going where? Seeking greener pastures.
To go out there seeking greener pastures.
Yeah, the youth, listen, if the government cannot provide employment for the youth. That's why you find so many youths either going abroad. But you need to look at this thing holistically. Why are people going abroad? People go abroad for different reasons. Others go for medical, others go for scholarships, others go for job opportunities that they get abroad, meaning that they have sought for better employment abroad, which is there's a difference between getting a good job abroad and the government not giving you any opportunity. These are two different things. So don't get confused here. There is a government that is not offering this youth an opportunity, and they are struggling, and they apply for a job in Qatar, and they get that opportunity, and they go to Qatar because there are no options. There's no places where you can take your CV in Kenya as a youth. And even if they were there, these are government jobs which have got limited chances for you, for me and you, and for our children to apply for those opportunities. If they cannot absorb the rate at which the universities in Kenya are offloading students to the market, to the job market. Look at look at the number of universities that we have in Kenya, and look at after the longest course, probably averagely a university degree takes about 4 years to be in campus. So after every 4 years, we have how many universities? Alex, how many universities do you have in Kenya? There are
Uh,
more than 20 or 10.
More than 20 right now because
Imagine if there are more than 20, and approximately how many people graduate annually?
annually the if the list is a bit the list number of people is like 3,000. That's the list
3,000 graduates each and every in one university or in the whole republic.
in one university. That's the list.
So that is the list, and you have 20 of them. So 3,000 times 20 is how much? Is how many? 3,000 times 20. Alex,
60. Oh,
yeah, you
oh,
didn't do so well.
I thought it was rhetorical.
3,000 times 20.
60,000.
60,000 graduates coming into the job market annually. In 5 years, Ruto has to have almost 3 million opportunities for these people. So awesome. I hope I answered your question. So these people, the government does not have a clear plan in absorbing them in the job market. And that is why they are looking for opportunities out there. Is it a good thing? The answer is no, it is not a good thing. It is not a good thing because that is there's a term for it. I've forgotten. There's a term for it. So this term, there's a term for it, and it is not a good thing at all. At all. I hope I have attempted to answer your question.
I hope Osam is answered. Kenya Revolutionary. Unasema aje?
I would like my first question from Zalendo is to explain to us what is SHA and the difference between it and NHIF. I honestly don't know, so I can't argue with him about that because I'm ignorant how both system works. My second, not question, but observation is that I would like to vehemently disagree with Mzalendo when it comes to jobs. You cannot be serious. This government has failed flat on its face when it comes to jobs. It is absolutely outrageous for Alfred Mutua to go to national TV and start telling us about this big company in the Middle East that he can't name, that he's trying to send our children there. Mr. Alex Ogega.
Yes.
I believe you have sat in a history class. Do you know what slavery was about? How they sent Africans to the new land? This is basically slavery. This is human trafficking. Alfred Mutua and anyone, plus Mzalendo who's advocating for this, should be locked up in committee for saying something outrageous as that. A country should create job for its citizens, not go to the Arab nations to beg them or to strike a deal with them to send our bright young men and women to go there to do menial jobs. People did not go to the university so they can become ambotch somewhere in Saudi Arabia. So to even support that idea, I think you should be arrested for committing, for supporting human trafficking. Government should revitalize the industries that we have. We are an agro economy. And Mumia Sugar, revitalize it. And whatever, those coffee farms that we have in Central Province, okay? The maize, mahindi, harvesting. You can build factories, have deals with Elon Musk so you can have a factory where you create or assemble Tesla cars in Kenya by paying our young men and women a reasonable, livable wages. Don't come and say that you want to send our most important demographic that we have, the young folks, in Middle East to go mistreated. I don't know if you've seen the stories coming out of Middle East. There was a Kenyan I saw 2 months ago that was begging the embassy to give him a passport show so she can come back home. She has been abused beyond anything you can imagine because of this kind of deals that Alfred Mutua is coming. The mere fact that Alfred Mutua could not even name the company's name is outrageous in itself. So for someone to say that he supports this idea of sending our young folks to be mistreated, okay, living under squalid living conditions abroad, ukifika huko your passport is being taken, unachapwa. If you're a lady, you're being forced to even perform sexual things to the man who is there. Don't support this kind of things. We cannot have this thing. Ruto has to create jobs for Kenyans in Kenya. Majority of the people who went abroad, they didn't go there because they went for medical treatment. Yes, there's cases of that because, again, it's the failure of the government. We don't have enough facility in Kenya, hospitals that can actually take care of some of the diseases that our citizens suffer. And that's also a failure of the government. So this whole idea of shipping people, I mean, just ask Mzalendo. I believe he lives somewhere in the US. Have you ever had a presidential candidate, whether it's Kamala or Trump, who is about to win, saying that I will send our young folks, our learned young folks, to Mexico to go work in Mexico or Middle East? I mean, that will be an outrageous thing to say, and they will lose election immediately. So please, Alex Agega, I know you're running the show. Can you please tell Mzalendo to change his position and withdraw from supporting such slave-like tactics? We are living in the 21st century. You cannot have young men and women being shipped across the Middle East and elsewhere to be enslaved. Thank you.
So Kenya Rebel, I get what you're saying, but yes, also me, I also the things you're saying, the government's supposed to create jobs for the country, but if we are to speak truthfully, this government that we have, it's not going to save anyone completely, because even if you saw the last holiday we had, I think it was Mashuja, Ruto came out and spoke about the blue economy. I don't know whether you saw it. Do you see the hymns speaking about the blue economy?
I saw it. That's why I'm at the point where I can't listen to anything Ruto says. I can't take him seriously because he needs to be removed. We shouldn't even sit there and listen to him tell us about the blue economy and all these jobs that he has been promising us that are not going to come. We already established now. I think any sane Kenyan know that Ruto cannot, anything he promised will not come into fruition. So it's it's not even useful to listen to his speech. That's why I'm one of many who are agitating for a change, regime change, a popular revolution, something that's happening in Mozambique, if I'm not wrong. But continue.
Okay, so how do you want to respond to Osam? Osam is saying, Mzalendo and my brother Kenya rebel a role in the Asian Times. Why on earth, if qualified to work abroad, someone pops out of from nowhere and discourages a very good solution to unemployment in Kenya? To respond aje kwa Osam?
Let me before Kenya Rebel responds, because he directed a question to me on the difference between SHA and
Chief.
is it SHA and NHIF. Now, I said, because you're not a good listener. I said that there was no point of creating a new body called NHI SHA. They should have just implemented what the new developments that are coming with the SHA. One of it is that you'll no longer be paying the 500, which is monthly. It has come down to 300. Now, this is part of the universal health care plan that William Ruto had. It is so expensive to treat people of cancer, people with terminal and chronic illnesses in the country. Right now, under the new system, they can walk into a hospital and get treatment with or without the medical facility. I remember a long time ago, NHIF used to only to cover the bed, and this one covers in and outpatient. So that is a good a move towards a good direction. The implementation of this is what is wrong. They needed not to introduce a new body, but they had all these rough measures that they would have just incorporated or changed the NHIF Act to incorporate the new ideas so that they can move seamlessly. So otherwise, if you read the recommendations of SHA, and if you've ever had a patient in Kenya, you will understand that chronic illnesses, things like diabetes, things like cancer, are so difficult to treat and to afford the treatment. Things like emergency care. Uh, in the recommendation that if you are having an emergency, you can call the ambulances, they pick you up and they take you to hospital, whether you have the NHIF card or not. If you have SHA or not, you'll be treated. These are things that were not within the healthcare system. Today, everybody is contributing to 2.5% of their gross income towards this medical scheme. You live abroad where you know that healthcare is a fundamental issue, and it is even in the election. And your party that you support of Donald Trump have got a concept of a plan that they don't even know how they are going to implement it in America. Obamacare addressed some of these things. Donald Trump, that you support, tried to fight it all his life as a president to bring it down, but you've read, you've seen. If not for John McCain, a Republican, we would not have been having those emergency facilities for immigrants who have come here, probably lost status, cannot walk into an emergency hospital and get treatment. Yet you support the same guy who is trying to fight people like you, people of color, people who look like me are being fought by the same system. But people who are ignorant like yourself are supporting the tyrant, the racist like Donald Trump.
Zalendo, unfortunately, if you're going to argue, please argue from facts, not from your limited understanding of the healthcare system in the US and what Donald Trump was actually advocating for.
So what was he
And
advocating
again,
for?
hold on. Obamacare was actually a disaster because it was
Tell
forcing
me.
you, hold on, it was forcing you, if you don't want to sign up to it, okay? And if you didn't sign up to it, you'll be penalized for not doing so. Where is your choice? I can choose to go with a private insurance company if I'm from a well-to-do or I'm able to pay for it. Why should I be
Hold on,
forced? I'm
hold
not
on.
going to hold
How
on.
many people have been penalized? How many?
I
Obamacare
was penalized.
is
I
working.
was penalized personally. I was. That's
You are
one.
penalized because you have an alternative insurance? No,
Yes,
no way.
yes, I
Where?
was. I'm
Where?
telling
In
you.
which country?
Hold on.
So
Number two, let's not talk about US. Let's not talk about US. You're diverting the question. I was just asking you the question about SHIF, the difference between SHIF and SHA, whatever it is, because I cannot argue with you on that matter because I honestly don't know how it works. I see a lot of people complaining about the SHA SHIF and they're saying they're going there and much of the stuff that they're being treated for are not covered. That's what I hear from majority of people who are using this new system, SHA SHIF, whatever it is. So that's why I wanted you to educate me on that. If you have more knowledge than me, I'm willing to be a student. Okay. But again,
yeah.
to go away from that, my main issue with you was not even about this social healthcare, universal insurance, whatever you want to call it. Okay. My main issue with you was that you are advocating for our young folks to be shipped in Middle Eastern countries that have terrible human rights record, like Saudi Arabia. Okay, you get chopped every Friday. You get chopped. Your head gets chopped if you're found uh, looking at somebody's wife or something like that. I'm just using an example. But we know these cases. We have hundreds and hundreds of cases for young people who went to the Middle East who are being mistreated and can't even come home. Your passport is being taken by Mwenye Ninio. You work 18 hours a day, abused by your employer, barely paid. Sometimes most of them don't even get paid or even fed. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying, why can't this government or whoever that plan is planning to send these young folks to go to the Middle East, why can't they create jobs at home? Okay, revitalize our industries, okay? These state-owned corporations, revitalize them so you can employ this youth that you're talking about that you graduate every 4 hours, okay? Be skilled, put them into work so they can build their country. You don't see a lot of Americans going to Middle East to work there because there's no jobs in America. You don't see Europeans, Germany, for example, fighting to go to Middle East to go find jobs. They don't do that. Okay, why? They create jobs in their own country. And that's why, that's the only main issue that I have with you today, not the shift stuff. I have to do my homework on the shift stuff, so I'm not going to debate you on that. That's when you can have it because I don't have enough knowledge. But your position, which is the same position as Ruto and Alfred Mutua, you are advocating for modern day slavery. And I'm saying, no, you are not going to take us back there.
Thank you, Kenya Rebel, but you seem to be suffering from a syndrome that you keep losing memory and track of whatever I'm saying each and every time. I have told you in this forum, and that is my opening statement. I do not support William Ruto or Alfred Mutua exporting labor to other countries. I have told you from time and again, and I've said it today and I repeat it, that whatever is happening with or without these opportunities, you can be employed by international organizations in different countries across the world. That is something that has always been happening. For example, in Botswana, during when they had a crisis, teachers were applying for jobs, not because that there were no opportunities in Kenya, but they were getting better salaries and better perks when they went to work in Botswana. Today, we have got international organizations like PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte, and Touche, and KPMG who are employing accountants. It is not that a Kenyan applying for a KPMG job in Britain has got an opportunity, a better opportunity in Kenya. It is because that opportunity that is applying for, if you are applying for a job for Microsoft in the US and you land that opportunity, it is because they need your skill and you don't have that opportunity in the country. Inviting more corporate organization to be established in Kenya is an alternative, but it is a long-term solution. But what is the immediate solution in to helping the youth in Kenya get opportunity? Use the facilities that you have. Use agriculture, for instance. Use infrastructure development, for instance. Use the internet, for instance. These are the which attract, give incentives for investors to come to your country, build the economy, and people will come. Improve on security, and people will come to invest in the security. But if you are failing in all this, I do not support William Ruto's government this day. I will not support it tomorrow until it does the things that I feel are geared towards improving the lives of normal, hard working Kenyans. I hope you've understood that part.
What's the difference between NHF, SHIF and SHA, whatever it is?
No, it should be SHIF and NHIF.
And
NHF and NHIF and SHA. Now, this is a difference, and
let me
I did.
rephrase the question. Let me rephrase the question. What advantages do you have under the new SHIF that you didn't have under NHIF? I think that's a more specific question.
Now, these are some of the advantages, and I hope I'll get them right so that you can find them somewhere and and uh, and look into the advantages of this. Now, when Chief officially replaces NHIF, now employees under the new SHA, I think they will be contributing something to 2.5. I don't know, 2.5, 2.7. I'm not sure of that figure of your gross monthly income as a maximum cap. That is something that was not. That's something that replaces what was which was based on a bracket where you pay either 750 or 1,500 to 1,700. So you can imagine a millionaire in parliament. They were still paying 1,700 as their medical cover, same as to somebody who is in the middle class who is paying the same kind of amount, and yet they earn some huge salary. But now under this system, they'll pay 2.75% of their gross monthly income. So
How
that
is that fair?
puts everybody. Yeah,
How is that fair?
it puts the fair part of it is that a big chunk of whoever is earning a million shillings will be contributing more to cover up on the medical expenses of others who cannot afford medical care.
Actually, not,
That
because let's use real
if you
numbers.
are earning a million, no, listen, if you are earning a million and you are paying 1,700 shillings in NHIF, and then I come up with a system and tell you, okay, now everybody else here will pay 2%. How much will you be paying if you are earning 1 million?
Okay, I'm using. Let me use real simple numbers. You're earning 1 million. I'm earning $1,000 a month. Okay, 2.3%. Is that what you said? The number you said?
2.75.
2.75. Okay, 2.75.
Mm-hmm.
2.75 of 1,000 and versus 2.7% of a million. Okay. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a low income earner. Okay. I still have rent and all that stuff. That's
Okay.
2.75
Okay.
is a huge
Mhm.
deal to me compared to
No.
somebody
Yeah.
who's you get
What
my
is the
point with
minimum?
this?
Excuse me. What is the minimum wage for Kenya? Do you know the minimum wage?
I don't know it offered. I don't know it offered. Tell me if you know it.
If I can say that the minimum wage right now maybe it stands at 15,000. 15,000. Oh, let's put it at 20. Then do the math. 20,000 shillings. 2.7% of 20,000 shillings is how much?
These are the people who we call mid class, right?
These are the people who are called the low. No, these are not the middle class. These are the low income earners.
Because remember,
The middle class in Kenya, they earn between 50,000 going downwards, going upwards.
and they are the most taxed people in the country, right?
Everybody is taxed in Kenya.
Listen, that's why you see
No,
people who are
everybody is taxed in Kenya.
I get that, but that's why you see Ruto is trying to get people from informal people who have informal jobs to pay taxes, because the middle class are the people who have hizo state jobs, okay, and those are the ones who are usually bear the most brunt when it comes to taxation, okay. Majority of Kenyans are not in the middle class, are below the middle class. So what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to say, Zalendo, before we get to the math part of it that you want to drag me into, I'm saying somebody who is earning low income, that 2.75% to him is a huge slice that is being slashed from his monthly income compared to
That's
somebody.
why I told you do the math and get the figures so that we compare it with what they were paying before and what they will be paying now.
That's why listen to me.
Don't just say that this is a huge figure and you can't do the math.
Okay, I'm just giving you. Listen, I'm theoretically telling you that the person that is on the lower spectrum of that taxation has much to deal with. It's a squeeze for him. The millionaire is not feeling it at all because.
And this is what I was telling. I'm telling you, this guy has got no alternative. Before he would die without this guy. You are talking about the middle class. He cannot afford a cancer treatment. Before with NHIF, he cannot go to any hospital with NHIF.
Didn't you just see the case of that mzee that could not pay for his his what kind of therapy was it? Not chemotherapy. What was it? Dialysis. That Eric Omondi went and helped.
Yes,
and
this is what I was saying. This is called transition. This transition has been bogus. The transition between NHIF and the chief is the problem. If they had allowed NHIF to continue and implement the recommendations that they have, then they would not have had a problem.
So what exactly is the problem in this transition? What's the, is it the system, or what are you talking about? Like, can you pinpoint what's exactly in that transition that's causing this problem? Because it should be seamless.
It can never be. This is a new body with a new structure. You know, NHIF was created by an act of parliament. It is something that had got structures, how it operates, and all that. So this is something new completely from NHIF. It is anything that the things that they are recommending now. Yes, they were in NHIF, but they were not as fully covered as now they are being covered in SHIP. Like for dialysis, that Mzee is talking about, they would be paying every week. They would be paying maybe 30,000 Kenyan shillings. In this new system, it is absolutely free when you have dialysis and you are paid SHIP. So probably he had not paid for his SHIP, and that is why he could not access the services. That's why I'm saying that
absolutely not.
They needed.
He's getting
They
taxed.
needed to have integrated the NHIF with the chief. such that everybody who was in NHIF automatically becomes a chief member.
Zalendo,
You
that's
understand?
preposterous. Listen, these people pay taxes, okay? Number two, that Mzee, from what I gathered, he wasn't behind on any payment. He was expecting some coverage by the new system shift, whatever the case is, and he was disappointed. He's not the only one. There's numerous cases that I see every day on X, case after case after case. And here you are telling me the problem is transition or from the NHIF to shift. And that's why I'm trying to get you to pinpoint what exactly is the problem in this transition process. Because they don't have a problem collecting our taxes. They did it seamlessly from whatever they were paying to now. But they have a problem when it comes to pay out this insurance when somebody goes to the hospital. What seems to be the problem in this transition phase?
You see, I wish I had seen the story of this Mzee and known exactly what the problem was. Otherwise, I would be talking from a point of misinformation because you're not giving me the full details of this particular case. Now, in most of the cases that I have seen or I have heard, is that people could not get treatment under the new system, and they got frustrated. At some point, they had to go to maybe a private clinic or seek other alternatives. So that has happened, but largely they are asked, "Do you have the chief, the new system card?" And you say, "I don't have it. I have my old NHIF." Then you are told maybe okay, you need to have paid for chief so that you can get the services. But again, there's a lot of misinformation, especially from the medical practitioners who probably don't even understand how it works, just like you and me. So people need to be. There
So
should be a
you
lot of
didn't know what you're
awareness.
talking about.
What? What do you
So you
mean I
didn't
didn't
know
know
how
what
it
I'm
was.
talking about?
Let me ask Alex this. Alex, you are in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
What is the general feeling about this new shift and SHA and TB and Tabam? Do people like it? Do they prefer it more than NHIF? Or because from what I see, and I don't want to say that Kenyans don't like it, because from what I see from X, a lot of people don't want it. They don't like it. They say you go to the hospital and you think you'll be covered, or whatever percentage of your bill will be covered. No, that's not the case. Is that a fair assessment of what's going on? And why do you think people are so resentful of this new shift, or whatever the case is?
So word on the street is people have rejected this thing. People are rejecting everything from the government. So as you have said, I saw that story of that old guy, and it's not the first one. I've seen countless of stories. People are saying like you find, let's say you Kenya Rebel, you have paid money for NHIF, let's say you have been paying that 500. Then now when you're going to be treated, you are told you can't be treated, you need to be you need to be signed at SHA. So you see, so that means, and there is no accountability, like where your money has gone. So those are the
Absolutely.
questions Kenyans are raising. So I think this government really, it's not really going to cater for the needs of Kenyans. And because, as I said, if I'm not in Burkina Faso, but I can see the things that the Traore guy is doing without me being told. So with this government of ours, they have to keep on explaining. I saw Ishungu on Sunday and Ruto, they went to a church service and they are explaining to people about sha 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 sha. So the problem that I have with the people is that with these people in government is they have to explain. We are not seeing things that they are doing. They have to explain. So I think it
Yeah.
should be simple. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Even Kaluma, I saw him on Spice FM this morning, and Eric Latif, they were asking him, "What's this she? And what's the difference she?" He couldn't explain it. He doesn't know it. And this is a member of parliament who's supposed to explain it to his constituents, what this SHA thing is all about. He couldn't explain it. So if he couldn't
You
explain it,
you see, If somebody asks you what is the difference between Shah and Chief, but my simple explanation would be you can access any hospital so long as you are a registered member of SHIP. You can get emergency services which you didn't get before. It is the simplest explanation that you can ever get. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
can get out and inpatient services with SHIF. You can be treated when you have chronic illnesses with the SHIF without looking at the cap that the previous NHIF insurance provided, or your insurance provider provided, or your company cap that it gave you. You know, when you are employed in Kenya, you could be having a medical cap of 1 million. But if you have a clinical illness that goes beyond your cover, that is 4 million, 5 million, this is where shift kicks in. Yeah, this is where it kicks in. The other thing is that NHIF was only covering bed, but this one is covering your medical plus expenses. That is a big difference.
I I appreciate your attempt to that, but it's not convincing. I
No, you need.
Indeed.
I need not to convince you. You know, when you are in the opposition, you need not to be
no,
convinced. You
I'm
complain about literally
no,
anything. You,
Zalendo. I
you, you
started by
see,
telling you,
there,
Ken,
there, there are good things. There are good things. Just the same way you cannot even explain to me what plans that does Trump have for the healthcare system. You'll keep on telling me things that don't even make sense. Tell me what plans Trump has for the healthcare
I
now that
will
you support it.
I will gladly tell you, but today we are talking about this is a Kenyan context. It's not going to. No, I'm serious. There's no point of telling you about healthcare system Trump's plan to a Kenyan audience. How does that help them?
No,
No, how does that help
this
them?
or this. No, this is YouTube. It is diverse. My audience is based in the US, and the audience is based all over the world. I mean, you have a channel.
The
Do you
name of
only
your show
target
is
the
Afrique
Kenyan audience?
24. It's not 34. Afrique 24. Or maybe
Ah,
I'm in the wrong place.
all right. You win. You win.
It's not about winning. Why do you keep on thinking it's about winning? It's a
No,
discussion.
you
It's a
know,
discussion.
you we've had a discussion, and let us find the middle ground on this discussion. uh, I feel you need to read more about it than get information so that you can come and we talk about it. Right now you are talking from a point of misinformation. You don't have either information about NHIF or the new chief. If you have got information, this is only one area that I've seen the government trying to work for the people. And if it is implemented, then it will bring the cost of medical care in Kenya down. This is at least one thing that you see the government trying to really ride on it. You know why they are riding on it, Kenya Rebel?
Tell me
Because
about
it
it.
is a very good plan. It is a very, very good plan. It is a very good plan. It is one of
Let
the
me tell
only
you
plans
something.
that they have.
Any
You see, you don't know about it and you are laughing.
listen,
It is one of the it is one of the very good plans that they have. That if
by
they
Ruto,
implement
by Ruto.
by Ruto, if they implement it, they hope that in 2027 they will get the numbers. You get it. Just
No, I
like
don't.
the Republicans, the only issue that they have is that is so important to the American people is immigration. And if they keep on talking about it, then the white man will realize that they make some sense. You understand? So that is how it is. Is it a reality that there's an immigration problem? Yes, there's an immigration problem. Is it a reality that they want to solve it? No, they don't want to solve it. They want to create the
Mz-
crisis so that they can use it to
Mz-
manipulate people like you. Hmm?
Mzalendo, I don't know why you're so obsessed with the American politics. We are talking about Kenyan politics. We are Afrique 24. Let me just
Now
correct.
look, man, you
Listen,
know I'm so anxious. So anxious to see that Kamala wins. And the title of today's program was the United States decides who becomes the next president. So I keep on reading what Alex has put
wha-
there, and I say that okay, fine. You divert me to this
wha-
Kenyan politics, but at the
one thing
same
I can
time,
agree with
my
you,
life.
Mzalendo. one thing I can agree with you is that I need to find out more about NHIF and SHIF. That I can agree with you. Okay? But
yeah, even me, listen, even me, I had got, why are these guys bringing in something new? That is where I have the problem. Why do you bring in something new, yet we have NHIF, which you have got all these nice recommendations? Why can't you just incorporate them within NHIF and people move on? You see, that is the only that is the only bone of contention. Plus, there's only another one thing that people are so annoyed that you need to find out. Now, the head of chief was the head of no, he's not a foreigner. The head of chief. No, listen, there is not Adani. Adani is providing the system, the computerizing system that integrates the whole healthcare system in Kenya. Now, the head of chief was working with Amaco. Amaco is Ruto's insurance company. Now he has been brought in to head chief as the head of like an equivalent to NHIF. So that man is who I have a problem with, and the government and Ruto interfering with the system. That is where the problem is.
Mzalendo. So given the incestuous nature of this whole shift thing, can you sit there with hard eyes and tell me that Ruto means well with this plan? This is a good plan.
You know, I will say that if I look at it, no, and I want to look at it. I don't want to. No, I am. Listen, I want to. You know, me and you are looking at it from how we argue in politics and how we look at our politics in the country. Now, I'm looking at it like somebody who has not been in Kenya, and somebody who needs health care, and somebody who does not know about Kenyan politics.
But yeah, you understand
and then I have got two cards here. There's a card that is written NHIF, and there's a card that is written SHIF. The one that is written NHIF, this is what it is providing. This is what it is providing. All right.
Anyway, all I'm saying is this: we've seen in this government for the past 2 years that nothing that they bring about is to help people. I mean, Zalendo, you remember when we were arguing in Mtembe about affordable housing? How is that going on with you? How is the thing going with the affordable housing? So if we were scammed in that affordable housing stuff, what gives you confidence that really this guy is going to be helping us out with this shift thing? That's where the skepticism is coming from most Kenyans. So you have to really convince me, but I will do my homework before I engage you or argue. If you notice, I've been asking questions. I haven't taken a position yet, but I'm very skeptical. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Thank you, Kenya Rebel.
Sawa. Get ready for Trump presidency.
Trump can never be the president of the U.S. unless you know.
You'll be the first one I call.
I am going to the bathroom each and every minute right now because
Trump TB. Trump TB.
We will be live on a freak from Swahili village, trying to sit with other Kenyans who are of like minds, people who love Kamala Harris. You know.
Okay.
But people like you, I know you don't like Kamala for, I don't know, for whatever reason that you are a Republican. But for me, Kamala all the way.
I'm actually I'm not a registered Republican or registered Democrat. I'm independent. But if I had two choices.
Oh, do you know your candidate as an independent?
No, an independent.
No, this is a simple question. You know, some of you know, anytime you meet me, you have to have facts. Do you know any of your candidates as an independent candidate, as an independent supporter?
Can I answer you instead of behaving like a Raila supporter? Can I answer you? I'm saying this. Being an independent doesn't mean you belong to any party. I can be an independent and vote for Kamala. I can be an independent and vote for Trump. I can be independent and vote for even myself. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to being independent doesn't mean it's a party, at independent party of Sijui Nini. No, you are just by you are you by yourself. Okay, and you can vote independently to whoever you see. Even independents can vote for a Democrat or a Republican. So get that right. We don't have a candidate per se. You can just vote on whoever you choose, and that's my position. I am independent. Now you can have a candidate who also is independent. If you remember 1992, what's his name? That's that billionaire that stood against Bush and Clinton. I forgot his name. Ross Perot. Okay, he was independent. So you can see it's not a party. You don't have to have a party per se. You can just be you, and people vote for you, and that's what I mean.
I would have thought that if people who support independent ideas would support somebody who is vying as an independent candidate who neither supports Republicans or Democrats. So you are neither even supporting an independent candidate, but you're only supporting your own thoughts as an independent. So
yeah,
you don't support Democrats and Republicans, but you can still vote for them as an independent.
Yeah,
you don't really have to be registered as a Democrat or a Republican, but you can support the ideas that come with either political parties. That's why you are supporting Donald Trump as an independent. All right.
Yeah, but I have my reasons why
I am not a registered Democrat, but I affiliate with the Democrat philosophy and ideas. That's why I support the Democratic Party.
So you support Batman behavior?
What? Batman? Things to do with homosexuality, LGBTQ, things that don't affect me. Why would I
hiyo ni party yenu, hiyo chama yenu ya mashetani.
No, why would you be bothered with somebody who is dealing with somebody's house?
Sinioni party yenu ina support.
No, mbona wewe unashughulika na mtu ule kazi yake ni maybe hiyo ushoga nini, yani nakuhusia nini?
Mzalendo umetuambia kwamba wewe unaji affiliate na watu wa Democratic Party. Na mimi nasema
I might not agree with them in everything. I'm telling you, I might not agree with them in everything, but I agree with them in most of the things.
Hey, haya. Anyway, let me
do you agree with Donald Trump in every issue?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So you cannot agree, even me and you. There are things that we don't agree with. I like the way you argue, but I don't like the way you keep your hair. That's the same way you don't like my size. Unasema nimenona, so
sijasema ujana. Mzalendo mwanzo wewe uko slim sana.
No, do we agree with so many things? Una support Chelsea team ile hata ichezi ball vizuri. I mean, I support Arsenal. So uelewi hata ball. So ni aje tutakuwa kwa the same level tukienda kwa mambo ya ball. There are some areas that you beat me hands down. When the day that you wore that ile nguo ya Jolejo, ile nguo ya kudundu ile nguo ya watu wa Lejo, sijui ulitoa wapi hapa Marekani. But hapo ulinipiga 10-0.
Wewe fanya hivi, enda kafanya utafiti wa shift na NHIF, alafu we'll have that discussion after maybe
No, it is you to do some research. When you have done some research, we will have a date with you. Ukishafanya research ukaona ubaya yake na nini, kuja na ubaya zote za shift, we'll put it out to the Kenyan people out here so that they can talk about it. And then we get to a lot of it. We cannot have every information. I believe that even guys in the comment section, people like Awesome and everybody else, have got some information that they would share that we don't really have. So for us, we play that role of agitating and informing and educating the public on what is going on.
I came to get information from you, and you started well. Then you confessed that you don't know much about it.
No, no, I
So
gave you, I gave you, you came with basic knowledge. I gave you some knowledge
I
that I
didn't come
have.
with basic knowledge.
So
I came, I told you I don't know
nilikupatia
anything about it.
information ile niko nayo. So I want
No,
you to go dig deeper so that you can come,
sikukuwa na
we have a
knowledge.
discussion. Because each and everything that I'll be telling you, you'll be telling me I don't know. So we can't have a
No,
conversation.
mimi nilikuwa, I was prodding, I was asking, I didn't come with any information. You are saying I came with misinformation. I didn't even come with any information. I was simply
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So hiyo information mi nimekupatia ni at least you'll have a general overview of what SHIF is all about. I have had an extensive cover on it here on Afrique, detail on the benefits. Just go to the YouTube page, you'll have it. Every chapter and article and the
okay.
differences. And in fact, this is how I did it. I took the benefits of NHIF against the benefits of SHIF. So I was looking at them in that. Perhaps we will play it again
But
so that.
when
Hmm?
people go to Russia, they cannot get covered. You see, you know Mzalendo.
Will
Anyway,
they go where?
Russia. Wewe hujaenda Russia?
Sasa naenda Russia kufanya nini?
Russia ile hospitali iko hapo Kisumu wewe. Kwani ulitoka wapi?
Kwani mimi Russia hii when they go to Russia and they cannot be covered is ukienda hapo Russia hospitali haikupatii cover. We kama ni
No,
kitu
sisemi
yako
ati
wewe
nakupatia
binafsi ndio
cover.
unapatiwa cover. It is
Anyway,
between you and your employer.
Mzalendo, I
Or
don't
if you
know.
don't have any if you're not employed, you look for how you can get the cover. But if you walk to Russia thinking that we are still in the old system, you will be turned away.
Mzalendo, you need to change your drug dealer. But anyway, wacha nikalale. Wacha ningoje Trump hapa, nimeshaeka ninio. Wacha niwaache hapo. Leo ni sikukuu.
Umeka
Hata naenda
Trump
Washington.
kichwa.
Anyway, thank you
Sawa
very
mtu
much.
wa Trump. Hata Alex naona amechoka sasa, hii anafaa kwenda lale. Alex,
Hey,
thank you for
thank you, Alex.
yeah.
Yes, though I feel like we hatuja break down venye nilikuwa nimepanga show, but tomorrow is another day. Kenyan time imefika 1:10 p.m. So
Hey.
I believe we'll have another show tomorrow and the rest of the week. So asanteni kwa kuja Kenya Rebel, Mzalendo.
Yeah, kesho ni machozi. Kesho tu ni machozi. Watu wale watakuwa nalia, sijui nitakuwa nikilia nikiwa pande gani. Watu wale watakuwa wanasherekea kama Kenya Rebel. I am sure atanitusi yangu yote kesho. So akishinda, lakini usiposhinda ayayayaya.
Mimi nitajitetea nikiwa hapa.
Sawa, mimi nitakuwa hii wiki yote hutaniona. Acha Mungu, Trump akishinda hii wiki yote lazima niko na meza madawa.
Mzalendo, unajua nani nitahepa nani? Nyagaka alisema tulibet 300. Harris akikuwa nini hata nafunga show yangu, channel yangu inafungwa. I'll disappear. But anyway, thank you guys. Alex, asante kwa to host. Mzalendo wetu, tutaonana, nitakupigia simu ukishashindwa ulie vizuri. I'll see you guys tomorrow wherever you'll be on. Peace.
Yes.
All right.
And also big up to Awesome Gypsy Corner. They always keep the comment section alive. And we meet for another show tomorrow with Kimanzi. Sawa. Mzalendo, last word, parting shot.
Last word to all Kamala Harris supporters out there. Keep praying that we win this one. We hope that Kamala will be the first black woman president of the United States of America. History is being made today. Mexico have done it, so I don't see why America cannot do it. So we hope that Kamala wins and wins big so that we can all celebrate. Otherwise, thank you, Awesome, asante sana. You keep us alive and vibrant on the comment section. We might not agree with so many things, but the few things that we agree on, I believe that they are important for the country called Kenya. Gypsy Corner, asante sana for being part of Africa. Asantini sana, kila siku mnakuwa hapa. We talk about our politics. The passion you have is so so important to our country. We love Kenya so much. We want it to grow. We want it to be in on the map. We don't want to be coming here for the wrong reasons. We want the abductions to stop, and William Ruto has got the capacity to stop the abductions. And we look forward to a country where we will be voting on issues and policies of the country. We don't look at a country where we'll be still voting on tribes. So otherwise, thank you guys in Kenya. Good nightini papote pale muliko. And if you are in Mutembei TV and Mutembei Facebook and WhatsApp, and you're watching Afrique and you have not subscribed, tafadhali, make sure that you keep us locked, subscribe to Afrique. Chukua tu time kidogo uende kwa YouTube channel yako, usubscribe Afrique. If you like what we are saying, if you like the vibe, if you like the people who are part of this conversation, join them. You don't have to step up here and talk, but it will be important that your voice is also heard so that we can have sanity in our country. So make this step, go and subscribe on Africa on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and on X. Follow Africa also on X. We have got a lot of programs that we bring here. Things to do with land issues. If you're having land issues, we have got experts that come on this show. You can also email Zalendo uh, on AfricDQ 24 hours at gmail.com. If you've got any issue, I will connect you for free. These are services that are offered for free by experts who come on this channel. So we don't only talk about politics, but we give solutions to the things that happen to our country. Otherwise, thank you very, very, very much for guys who have been watching, guys who have been on the comment section. Asanteni sana. I can see all of you. I will not mention your names, but everybody, the 23 guys who are on the platform, please make a point of subscribing to Africa 24. This is your number one political channel. We are unbiased. We say it the way it is, and hopefully we will have sanity in our country. Alex, thank you so much for inviting me for the show this evening. I know maybe in the next few hours I will be having another show, possibly going live from Swahili Village in Maryland. Hope that we will connect then. Thank you guys and have a good evening.
Sawa sawa tu. And also we will be having a lot of shows at night and during the day, so they will incorporate everyone na time yake. Kimanzi will return with another show.